It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the 30th day of July, 2021. I'm coming to you from Bedford County, Virginia, Central Virginia area. We've got a cold front that's moved in, folks. You know, we've been talking about some hot weather here. It's only going to be 91 today, so definitely a cold front. Got several things we want to cover this morning. One, those of you that follow my buddies, JJ Cruises, Jason and Jared, JJ Cruises, they're doing a live stream from on board the Mardi Gras right now. So after this show, you might want to jump over there and check that out. It's a pre-cruise tour of the Mardi Gras because they don't sail till tomorrow. I mean, they're not on board. I'm not sure how they worked it out. But anyway, they're doing it. So I flashed over and saw that for a second before I came live. So you want to check that out, JJ Cruises. Today is John, my partner in crime and corruption, John Reitmeyer up there in Crookston, Minnesota. It's Big John's birthday. He has joined the Septuagenarian Club. Did I just make that up? Septuagenarian? Anyway, he's 70 today. So he's joined me in the right decade at least. So happy birthday, John. Sorry that I'm not up there to help celebrate. That would have been nice. But maybe next year. So, quite a few years ago, I stopped by the house I grew up in and asked if I could look around. And the answer was a resounding no, and they slammed the door in my face. I never realized that my parents were that rude. So, oh well. All right, we got to take a quick look at the weather. I know this is not something that you guys want to hear about, but we do. A quick look at the weather today, folks. The furthest west one, which is, there's two reds and a yellow on the map. The furthest west one is showers and thunderstorms. Showers and thunderstorms that have changed little overnight. Low pressure area located about 1,300 miles southwest of the southern tip of Baja Peninsula. Upper level winds are expected to become more conducive for development during the next day or two. Tropical depression is expected to form over the weekend while the system moves generally westward at 5 to 10 miles an hour. They're talking about formation at 80 to 90% further development. But it doesn't appear to me that it's heading for any land. The second one, the one in the middle there, the latest from the National Hurricane Center, showers and thunderstorms continue to show signs of organization in an elongated area of low pressure located about 650 miles southwest of the coast of southwestern Mexico. Conditions are conducive for development. They say that it could become a tropical storm later today or tomorrow while the system moves west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Again, 90% chance of development, and it doesn't look to me like it's going to head for any land. Then the yellow one that's the newest of the three is a low pressure system located a few hundred miles off the coast of southern Mexico. Gradual development of this system is expected during the next several days, could become a tropical depression early next week. It's moving west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Chance of development is about 60%. So We got three storms out in the Pacific. So the Pacific is definitely a little on the active side right now, whereas the Atlantic, there's absolutely nothing. But the three storms in the Pacific don't look like they're going anywhere. So that's that. All right. Top story today, main story, not the main story. There's several stories today, but the lead story is Allure of the Seas getting ready. Royal Caribbean has completed another test cruise to check out the health protocols. This time it was Allure of the Seas, one of the largest cruise ships in the world, that arrived back in Florida. It's the first Oasis-class to finish a test cruise, an important step toward the ship resuming operations safely. Royal Caribbean cruise ship is the first in her class to operate a test sailing and will become a reference to help her sister ships, Symphony of the Seas and Oasis of the Seas, when they commence their test sailings. Allure of the Seas sailed out on over the weekend to undergo the test of health and safety protocols. Due to the recent lawsuit by the state of Florida, a test cruise is no longer required. However, cruise lines, including Royal Caribbean, are still following the CDC guidelines to ensure guests and crew remain safe. So they're as confused about this whole mess as we are. The ship sailed with volunteer passengers, and it comes after the cruise line opened up applications for those interested to submit their details in the hope of being chosen. Royal Caribbean hosted more than 600 people on board, including volunteer guests, employees, and travel partners. Now, why is still the main question. Why did Royal Caribbean feel that this was necessary? Because it's not anymore. So it looks to me like the cruise lines, at least Royal Caribbean and its umbrella, are believing that no matter what the state of Florida says, they're going to stick with the CDC guidelines. Certainly what it looks like. And continue on with their test sailings. You know, the CDC guidelines was that if, you know, you had to have a test sailing if you thought you would be under the 95% vaccinated. So, you know, I guess they're figuring that. But that's, you know, a little bit confusing. However, it looks to me, it's like I've said, I think the cruise lines are ready for this. I think they're probably doing a better job than even our government's doing on getting people vaccinated. I like what the cruise lines are doing so far. I really do. And I think the states and the CDC need to quickly get out of cruising as quickly as possible. Let these guys do their thing. Will the Delta variant affect the cruise? Now, this story is kind of because of our friend Jason. You know, Jason lost out. One of the main reasons he wanted to go on Celebrity Equinox was, yes, he wanted to try Celebrity. You know, he's like me, had been a Carnival guy all his cruising career. But one of the other reasons was that he wanted to go to Tortola, British Virgin Islands. And that cruise went there. And at the last minute, it was canceled out. Royal Caribbean said it was because that Tortola, British Virgin Islands, canceled it out. The folks on Tortola said that Royal Caribbean canceled it out because it wasn't entirely safe because of their spike in cases. We don't know for sure the why, but this article clearly kind of added to that. With the fast spreading Delta variant causing COVID cases to spike around the world, even vaccinated passengers wonder, will it affect my cruise? According to Chris Gray, And I don't have her last name. It's up off the tip of my tongue. And Fran Golden. They're two of Cruise Critic's writers. This was an article posted on Cruise Critic. The short answer is perhaps depending on where you're sailing. As has been the case with most cruises that have resumed sailing, the biggest changes could be with the ports and destinations. There have been spikes in COVID cases in numbers of popular destinations from Sitka, which you see here in this picture. That's up in Alaska, to Mykonos in Greece, though these have so far not impacted cruise ship arrivals in those particular ports. However, it did in Jason's case on the Celebrity Equinox. The rise in cases has caused some islands in the Caribbean to continue to keep their ports closed or to make changes. In any case, cruisers should be prepared for the possible itinerary changes as well as the protocols that could vary from port to port, such as mask requirements. Just remember, ships may be vaccinated and have vaccinated passengers, but ports are not necessarily vaccinated or even majority vaccinated, as you can see from the United States. By the way, this is just a little bit out of this article. It's an excellent article, well worth the read. There will be a link to the article down in the description of today's video live stream, which you'll find, down there. There'll be a description and there'll be a link to the article. It's an excellent read. Definitely worth your time if you're going on a cruise anytime in the near future. Disney has an adult set of standards now, sort of. Tell me it isn't true. Adult-only experiences aboard the Disney Wish have been revealed. Shocking. Disney Cruise Line has unveiled new experiences for adults sailing aboard its newest ship, the Disney Wish, which we'll see in the summer of 2022. According to a press release, in addition to previously announced Star Wars theme and fine dining experience inspired by Beauty and the Beast, the 2,500 passenger ship will debut a variety of new venues for adults, including the fleet's first outdoor spa retreat salon and barbershop experiences, and a collection of bars and lounges. Oh, shocking, Disney. With the Disney Wish, Disney wanted to design an experience that allows grown-up guests to relax, recharge, and reconnect in unique ways that only Disney Cruise Line can create. The ship has been designed with adults' vacation needs in mind, and their guests are expected to return home feeling refreshed after their Disney Wish vacation. Now, I have one little slight comment about that. I've never sailed on a Disney cruise. And part of the reason is the amount of money. I think they tend to be expensive for what you're getting. Now, I don't have little kids running around. Little kids that can go up and hug Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and Goofy and have breakfast with the characters and things like that. That's fine. And you pay for that. I mean, that's part of your fare. I don't look at Disney as a haven for adults. Number one, you're going to be on a cruise. It's still got to be majority children. And as you get older, I mean, I love my grandkids. And I love when my grandkids go home. I mean, that's the way it happens when you get a little older. Yeah, you love your kids and grandkids, but, you're past that. You did your time. So, I mean, I've never really, I follow Disney stuff, but I've never really considered going on a Disney cruise just because, I want to do things other than uh, uh, run around with a bunch of kids. So, I mean, there's kids on all cruises, but it would seem to me that Disney would be more of it. And I've always thought that the prices were, I could do a whole lot more with my money on other cruise lines than I could going on Disney. That's my feelings. I'm not making any statements or projections, and I certainly don't want to insult the Disney folks as much as I might poke a little fun at them over having adult only stuff now. But and those of you that want to go on Disney or have sailed Disney, great. Feel free to drop comments if you've been on Disney, by the way, and what you thought of it. Sad story next, folks, to report. Remember the old Carnival Inspiration? Well, according to NGO shipbreaking platform, 2 workers died during the dismantle of the Carnival Inspiration cruise ship at Aliaga shipbreaking facility in Turkey. Flames apparently caught the 2 workers within the engine room of the former Carnival-owned vessel. An investigation is currently underway to find out what happened. Sad story. Sad ending to what's soon to be the ending of the Carnival Inspiration. Crystal Serenity, not a ship that many of us in this country are familiar with, but we may be getting more familiar. Crystal Cruises has added Miami as a 3rd embarkation point for its Bahamas cruises aboard the Serenity, Crystal Serenity, making it easier for Americans to get on board. The 7-day round-trip luxury Bahamas escapes have been extended into early November and will now offer 3 embarkation ports: Nassau on Saturdays, Bimini on Sundays, and Miami on Mondays. The Serenity will depart Nassau on August the 7th, making its first stop at Port Miami on August the 9th. New guests will be able to get on board, and those who embarked in Nassau and Bimini can explore the city. Adding Florida means that Crystal Cruises has to adjust its rules as the state law permits, requiring the proof of vaccination. Crystal restart protocols to date have required that all guests over the age of 12 must be fully vaccinated. They're trying to follow in the footsteps of sister brand Royal Caribbean, however, and now they highly recommend but do not require vaccination for guests departing from Miami. That's the official position. However, unvaccinated guests will face quite a few hurdles to cruise on Serenity. They'll be put on a wait list initially, and limited numbers will be allowed on board. They also must provide proof of valid travel insurance and face multiple testing requirements. Those who are unvaccinated or refuse to disclose their vaccinated status will be identified by a red bracelet, while vaccinated guests will have green ones. Red bracelet wearers will have to wear masks in all public areas except when eating or drinking, and will be barred from some specialty restaurants and nightclubs, as well as spa and fitness facilities. They also may not be able to go ashore in certain ports based on local protocols. Now, in case you didn't catch the whole aspect of what Crystal's doing, you can embark and disembark in any of those 3 ports. So now I don't know if you can mix them, but like if you can start your cruise in Nassau, I assume go 7 days and end up back in Nassau. Or the next day you can start your cruise in Bimini and join the ship there and come back 7 days later in Bimini. Then the 3rd day out, you go to Miami. If you're already on the ship, you can do an excursion in Miami, or you can explore Miami on your own and come back to the ship and sail on for the rest of the cruise. Now, like I say, I don't know if you can mix, if you could sail from Miami and get off in Bimini the next week. I don't know. Maybe. but I don't know that. So that's something, if you're interested in that, check out. The way I understand it is it goes point to point. If you sail from Nassau, you get off in Nassau. If you sail from Bimini, you get off in Bimini. If you sail from Miami, you get off in Miami. That's the way I think, but could be wrong. All right, let's see who's with us today over in the chat room. Anybody has any major comments or fussing at me? Tom Henry says, good morning, Tom. I hope you're out of the BMW dealership and the bill wasn't too expensive. News from NCL. I had trouble booking teppanyaki, and today it says not available. Whoa. I called the Sweet land-based concierge today, and she says NCL has suspended dining reservations. It's new to me. I did not have that anywhere in my news this morning. Worth checking on. Did John have a full gastric bypass or a lap band? Cindy had a full bypass and could not eat some things I have seen John post. We need to ask John that one because I am reasonably sure he had a gastric bypass, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And it is John's birthday today. I'm not really expecting him in today, although he surprises me quite often. And his big birthday party is tomorrow. I know that. I did try at one time to think about going up there, and I'm just not in the position where I can drive that far on oxygen tanks and survive it, or even on the train at the level of oxygen that I'm currently using. So not there yet. So Tom says, where's everybody this morning? Emily says, hell, I'm here. Emily's with us from up in New York. There's Nikki. She's down in Jacksonville. See, Tom, you were just rocking and rolling earlier. It's John's birthday tomorrow. He picked up people already last night. John's birthday is today, Emily. The party is tomorrow. But today is actually his real honest-to-God birthday. Tom says, well, about time. Yeah, they're here. Tom, are you sailing this year on NCL? And yes, he is, Em. Tom says, Nikki, now I can access your range to cook supper. Okay. Tom says he goes on November 27th on Pride of America. That's out in Hawaii. Tom is, however, swimming to Hawaii. You see, he does the backstroke from San Diego to Honolulu. It's a hell of a lap. Emily says, good luck with your oven. I hope it all works out well with your network. Tom says, BMW had to order parts. The car is waiting there. I had a ride back with their shuttle. Bummer. Nikki says, Tom, it has an air fryer function in the oven, but it has to be connected to use it. Looking forward to trying it out. Induction cooktop takes some learning. Yes, it does. I've tried a little of that in my time and not done very well with it. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. Again, welcome all of you new guys that are out there. Feel free to jump in and join our comments. I do have to go to therapy this afternoon. I've got to leave in less than about 45 minutes from now. But I have my therapy this afternoon, and then I'll probably want to get in the pool as soon as I get home, not to work out, but to relax. So that's on my agenda for today. Don't forget, folks, if you want to see the pre-cruise, pre-cruise tour. There you go. On the Mardi Gras with my buddies at JJ Cruises. Jordan and Jared, of course. Go over and check them out. I just got to do a couple minutes of it, and they were walking around. They were showing some of the bars and restaurants and so forth. And if they're too far into it, go back and watch the replay. So they're on board the Mardi Gras. Of course, this is a huge weekend for all the cruise industry because of the Mardi Gras sailing finally by Carnival. And we're looking forward to that. So that's it for today, guys. I'll see everybody tomorrow morning, same time, same channel. Later, y'all. I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live.